Welcome. My name's Mark Anthony Dubose Jr. I was born July 4th, 1986, and I want to say thank you for tuning in. Because today, I want to I'm probably going to be the last video I make talking about dogs and dog training in specific. Because I've come to realize that's not what I am. This past couple of days, I had just been doing a lot of self reflection and just sitting in silence to figure out what it is that I'm doing. Something that I recommend pretty much everyone to do. But don't do what I say, just do what you got to do. Just sit in silence for a little bit. Take all the noise, take all the videos, take all the movies, take all the music, take all the everything. Take all the even communication with other people and just take it away. And just figure out what it is that you're actually trying to do. And the more that I was just sitting in the silence, especially today, just running in complete silence, it really got me thinking. I don't want anyone to do anything that I do. I don't have all the answers on this is the right way, this is the best way. I don't have the right method. I don't have the right anything that I want anyone to do what it is that I do in reality. Because I just understand that I do what I do that works for me. I don't know if it works for you. I know that it works for me and I'm doing what I'm doing and I'm sharing that story. And I believe that this past, not since I started talking dogs, but just this past, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, and especially this past couple of weeks, I realized that some folks are leaning upon me to give you the answers that I don't have for you. And at the end of the day, just me personally and just my belief, I don't believe that any human being on this planet has the answers for you. You got the answers that you need. And that's something that I believe in heavily and very strongly. That I don't care what anybody else has to say to me or think about that. I can't prove to anything that I do to anybody. I can't make you want what I want. I can't even give you recommendations to do what it is that I do for you to be able to get the same level of results because we are all very unique and you got to do what you got to do. And I do what I do. I do what I'm willing and able to deal with. And it's something that I want a lot of people to understand because there's something that I know to be real on this lands. Someone may challenge what I'm about to say, but I believe there's only, in reality, kind of just one real thing that we're about on this planet, and that's time. The idea of the hours and the minutes and the seconds, that may be fake, but I do know that there is time that I don't just get forever. There's a sun that comes and goes. There's a moon that comes and goes. There's weather that comes and goes. I don't get a chance to just say I want it to stay this temperature for the remainder of my life. There's time. I'm gradually getting older and dying. And the older I get, the more I realize it gets harder to do some things. When I was 15, you can fall and break your arm and get up and everything's cool in 2 weeks. But I'm just only approaching 40. Most of my audience, you guys are much older than me. So you know what it's like when you fall and break your arm. It's not no 2 weeks you're just perfect and good to go. It might be you're not right for the remainder of your life anymore. And time is real. And there's one thing that I just know on why this is the thing that I want to talk about dog training and realize that this is going to be the last thing that I have to like specifically say on it in reality. That I don't think I can make another video talking about it because I can't sell you time. I can't give that to you. And I kind of want to tell a story about why I believe dog training is like pushed to the point that people believe that it's required. Not people even believe, but people need it as a requirement today because you don't have time. And I want to explain like a basic day of me growing up compared to the life that I live today. Me growing up, my parents, my brother, my sister, what a normal day was like. So let's just say like we'll do a Wednesday and a Sunday. On normal Wednesday, my parents were gone 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. They had to go to work. They started work at like 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. So they were gone before we woke up. So us kids would wake up. We would eat our bowl of cereal. I wouldn't recommend eating cereal anymore, but that's what we did back then. Eat our bowl of cereal. We would walk to school, and then we'd be in school. Then we'd get out of school at about 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock, pretty much both my parents always would come and pick us up, and then we'll go home. And then we'll get home at, say, 3:20, and at about 3:15, 3:20, we're getting ready to go to track cross country or indoor practice. We were running 6 days a week. So there's practice. Every Wednesday there's practice. So we would leave the house at 3:45 to get to practice at 4. Always get there a little early. and then we'll be at practice for about 2 hours. Sometimes we leave a little late. So we get home at about 6:30. And my dad being one of the coaches, of course, we stayed a little bit later than that even most days because he's talking to a lot of the other parents. So let's just say on average we're getting home at 6:45. 6:45 we get home, we basically change, do what we do. Now it's time to do the schoolwork. And I know it's different today. Kids don't really get the same amount of homework, but we had homework as kids. We had a lot of stuff that we came home to do, a lot of things. So we would do the homework, and then my mom would be making a meal, and our dad would be pretty much just kind of helping us with what it is that we're doing, and him having, say, his own little free time himself of like 20, 30 minutes. It's just very unfortunate. My dad is, and still is, and was like one of the hardest, intense workers and staying active type men that I know still to today. I don't know. I just don't know when the man slept personally. It's phenomenal to see, but he didn't have time to himself in reality. So then, because a lot of times after practice, we still would come home and still had to do some stuff. We had push up and sit up routine. That would take us 30 minutes, 45 minutes. We had homework to do. We had dinner to eat. You're done with dinner. You got time to wash up. You got time to get ready for about 5 minutes. It's time to go to sleep. It's already 8 or 9 o'clock for you to get ready to get back working the next day again. That's, in reality, what I want to say is the most average, beyond average, human beings' lifestyle today. Not only just in America, but in the world. Americans, we used to have more time, but that's disappearing, and we're turning it into how everywhere else is. That you pretty much are struggling to the point that you're kind of like looking at your 13-year-old kids like, I think y'all need to work to be able to make sure that we're going to be able to keep up with the bills this month. And you don't have time. You got a lot to do. And then you have this dog, because we've had, I think, 2 dogs. We had one when I was really little. I don't remember it. We had one when I was maybe like 10, 11, 12. I don't remember them because in reality they weren't there long, because there's one thing that we didn't have was time. Who has time in the day to spend even 5 minutes working with your dog when you're living a schedule like that? You don't have time. So someone came along and said, I can replace that time with this. And dog trainers came in to sell you something so that you can replace your time with something else, so that you could still be able to have the said dog that you're looking for. Because in most cases, the time that you're going to spend with this dog is max like 20 minutes a day. If you're lucky, during the week. You might have a little bit more time during the weekend, but for some of us, no. Because I want to talk about an average Sunday. My dad still worked. He worked 7 days a week. I mean, the man worked, I believe, like 7 days a week for years and just years straight. I don't ever remember. I don't think he's ever taken a sick day. I don't remember the man ever sick. He was working that day. So I think he had to get up an hour later, but he would get home a couple hours later because we didn't have school. He didn't have to come pick us up. So he would work the whole day. And when I was younger, things weren't set up like it is today. That you could just, pay your electric bill online. You could pay your phone bill. We had to go and do stuff. So Sundays were busy. We're gone. My mom's gone. We're at the stores, grocery shopping to get what we need for the whole week. We're paying bills along the way. You used to have to go to the cable place to pay the cable bill, go to the phone place to pay the phone bill. You used to have to go to the water place to pay the water bill. There wasn't no just let's call it in and pay with a credit card and have it on auto pay. There was none of that. You had to go there, give them cash or give them a check. So we were doing that all day, all day. And we'll get home, and then my mom was cooking. She cooking. I just don't really remember a day that she didn't cook something. I grew up in a household that she made like all the meals. Us going to some fast food or restaurants was like exceptionally rare, which for me today, I appreciate. Like, I really enjoy that aspect of growing up. And I even enjoyed it when I was a kid. But we didn't have time. We were busy. We were gone. So from this time that we would wake up, 8, 7 o'clock, we're at the stores. We're at the places doing what we need to do. And then we would get home. Then we're making food. We didn't have time to say, put even 20 minutes again into working the dog. So all week, we didn't have time because we were just always so busy with doing stuff. And a lot of weekends, we had a lot of races that we went to. We had a lot. So we're gone all day, all day. We're up before the sun is up. When we get home, it's time to go to bed. All day we're gone at these races. So we didn't have time. And again, that's what most people are living right now. And the way that I talk about working with dogs is not going to benefit. That's why I straight up say you're going to get 0 results doing what I'm doing, because you need time. And if you don't have time, You can't buy what I'm telling you to do. There's no money involved. You can't like give me $1,000 to get an extra 4 hours a day. You want 28 hours out of the 24? Impossible. Time is the only thing that's real. Time is the only thing that, in my opinion, is what's valuable. Money is worthless, but time is the ultimate just gift. The beyond extreme gift is time. I don't care how much money you got. I mean, I've seen and watched billionaires and multimillionaires pass away on this planet in 40, 50, 60 years. And they had all the money, but they didn't have the time. They had all the money, but they couldn't cure and get themselves to be able to get into a solid state to get more time. The money, you can't buy time. You can't do nothing to get more time. But just in my opinion, the only way to get time is to make sacrifices of what you're willing to deal with and what you're willing to put up with to be able to get more time. Why does a homeless person that have a really nice dog that live around here? They got time. They've sacrificed knowing that I don't want to make that money to go to a job to do what I got to do because I want more time. And that's one thing that I'm going to say about my own self. I don't care to do more to have more money. I want more time. I want more time is what I believe is to be freedom. Money is not freedom. I don't care what anybody has to say on that. You cannot buy the number one resource that we are not even guaranteed, but we are able to use, that time. So most of the people that I work for that are around here, I live in a retirement area. So I work for primarily retired people. And what does retired people have? More time. What are retired people that have been working their whole lives and have real good pensions, have savings that they're just good to go? They got all their bills are paid, they're still vacated, they're still living the same life because they have things that they set up before. They got time now. And since you have time now, you're going to have more availability to be able to do what it is that I talk about with being able to get your dog to be able to get in a better place. And then there's other people out there that listen to me that also have time. And that's why you don't need a dog trainer. You got time. Dog trainers came because people don't have time. Prong collars and e-collars came because people don't have time. You don't need it if you got time. But if you don't have time, straight up, you probably do need it because you need to get things done faster. And that's what a lot of that equipment, and that's what in reality, I mean, I understand this and know this about just any industry. When I'd come in and paint your house, you can paint your house yourself, but I can get it done in a week. It might take you 4 years. You're paying to get it done faster. And that was my bread and butter before. Being, I said, what people call today is just dog trainer. But me being a balanced dog trainer, just doing whatever necessary to get that person what they need. And people would pay way more for less time. And that's where I start to get real giddy and excited with what I used to do. Because people didn't care that I got it done in an hour. And then I would charge them $1,500 to $2,500. They'd pay $2,500 for me to fix their problem in an hour. People were extremely excited about that. Never once did someone say I ripped them off. Never once did someone say that they didn't get their value. They got beyond their value because they paid something, and in 1 hour's time, they got their dog looking and performing in a way that is going to be able to work for them. So they're willing to pay money to replace it for the time. And just at the end of the day, I do know how to do that. I do know how to get dogs to just shut up, sit down, do what I'm telling you to do in hours amount of time. That you do not need to work on this and do anything with the dog. I know how to do that. But the dog doesn't like it. That's where for me I started to I don't feel comfortable with that, I can say. But that's the part where someone else can say, that's why, Mark, you're not a man. You should get out of your feelings and do what you need to do to be able to help people out. And for me, I just don't live that way on these lands. I live a completely different way. And I look at this life differently. And I can choose to do that. That's why I don't want anyone to do what it is that I do. Because more than likely, you do not view the world the way that I do. I'm just almost going to guarantee that. You do not understand life the way that I understand it, the way that I want to continue to keep on going and growing on this planet. Someone can say that you're stupid for not getting more money and using your skills to be able to get that so that you can say have a better life. But to me, that's not a better life. To me, a better life is more time. More time. is a way better life. More time that I could just explore this world. More time that I could just go for walks. More time that I could just go for a run. More time that I could just decide, you know what? I don't want to wake up at 6 this morning. I want to get up at noon. More time. Is that a wise decision to do? Probably not, but I want to know that that's available to me, that I don't need to be on this heavy grind to just make my time disappear, just to have something so someone else can say, "You're doing good, buddy." Because when people see me, you come to my house right now, no one, someone, maybe outside of the United States of America, but here in America, we live different. No one would think and say, like, I'm doing good. No one would look at what I have and what's going on around here and say, like, wow, buddy, you really making some money. No, everyone that comes here is like, you doing all right? you you eat. They know I'm eating because they can clearly see the animals that I'm eating. But that comes down to even, are you doing all right? Because you're eating your own animals, which is weird. Again, in the United States of America, why don't you go to the grocery store? Why don't you buy this? Why don't you use this type of soap? Like everything I have is on extreme budget. Extreme, extreme. I look like I'm living not in America, like I'm in a third world country. I reuse like almost everything. I multi-purpose all kinds of stuff. I'm very, very slow to just throw something away. I'm all about I got that. I'm gonna push that and use that over there. Because I care about time. I don't care about possessions. I run everything I have down to the last of the last of the last of the last. I mean, I run it to the last of the last. I'm running it and I'm putting duct tape on. I'm doing whatever to make it keep on lasting. I got a shovel right now that just broke on me that I'm about to I'm about to tape it. I'm about to do something to fix it. I'm gonna screw some 2x4s around it to make it work again because I want it to just I don't want to have to sacrifice my time to go out and keep on buying more things when I could just fix what I have. That time is what I believe most people is struggling with today because that's the part that people think that, money is real. People think that all that stuff, you need it. Like you have to have more and more and more of it. You have to have the right fancy makeup. You got to have the right hairstyles. You got to have the right nails. You got to have the right shoes and clothes and cars and houses and everything has got to be so right. For me, I don't care about that. That's why in reality, the way I talk about these dogs, that I believe that I'm even gonna slightly fire myself a little bit based on what it is that I do, of understanding if you're a person that doesn't have time, that lives the lifestyle of what the 90% of more likely people live, which is you don't have time. What I say and what I do is not going to get any benefit for you. There's still an interesting situation that some people that just comment that just really confuses me. I'm trying to figure this person out. But the people that go to people's channels and say, don't listen to this, go over there. That confuses me because that almost lets me know that all I could do is put that under the label of jealous and envious. But that puts that on the side of, I don't think that a lot of people understand what it's like to have time. I don't think people know what it is anymore. Everyone is so busy. They're just like, you got to do all this stuff all the time. It's like you can't just sit down for 5 minutes. Everything is like scheduled and figured out. And again, that's why, like, for me, most of the audience that in reality that I need to be speaking to right now is not going to listen to me, because I'm not talking about what is a representation of a man today. Out there grinding, getting all this money, buying all this stuff. Out there getting all these women. Out there manipulating people to get what you need. Creating all these businesses. That's what, like, the young generation wants to hear. And to me personally, I believe that that is setting them up for failure. And that's why they are, in reality, kind of getting into failure. Because it doesn't do anything. But it sounds good. It sounds good. You might be able to buy whatever you want to buy because you got all these businesses going, but you're not going to have time. And time is the number one thing that in reality is the most valuable thing that we as humans have. Time. Something that we don't value anymore. We just give it up so easily. And that's where, for me, I have a good understanding of what dog training is and why I'm not a dog trainer. I'm not. I'm just someone that is living and being. And me being able to just have the time to just even, I just let the dog stay on the patio right now because I just want to be able to focus on what I'm saying right now. But even just that, me being able to sit right here, be able to have my dogs at, what time is it? Phone. At 5 o'clock. I have the time to be able to do that. And my dogs are always going to look really, really good because I have time, something that most people don't have. So as much as everyone's struggling, I'm not, because I'm doing the number one thing that is able to give me the results that I need. And that's just hanging out. That's slowing down. That's doing stuff together with people that I want to be able to do stuff together with. And today, personally, me today, I don't hang out with anybody because straight up, it's a waste of time if they're not on the same page that I'm on with doing what I'm doing. If you just want to sit and watch movies all night, we're not on the same page of life. My time isn't in that. My time is doing stuff. That's why my dogs look really, really good to me. To you, they're probably a mess. To an average dog trainer out there, my dogs are a mess. But yet I'm able to do stuff with them still. I still will say that most all, if not every dog trainer still personally that I've seen face to face are unable to be able to do. And because they don't live the lifestyle that I live to be able to have the time, they don't understand it because they don't know a different way of living, of being. All they know is that schedule. I only have 20 minutes today. What can I do in this 20 minutes? I don't have just 20 minutes to work with my dogs. I spend a lot of time with them. I don't talk to my dogs. I just spend time with them. I don't really even interact too much with them. I just hang out with them. I don't really do the whole let's play, let's sit. No, we're just hanging out. We're together. That's all that I do with them. And they turn into be really, really, really nice dogs. And to me, that is the ultimate level of joy that I can get in my life, is to put my time in places to be able to not only just enjoy myself, but allow others and other things around me to be able to enjoy. And that's a beautiful thing to be able to have. Because there's so much that I can remember of just stating, the story of how it was growing up. I had no time with my dad in reality. He was always there. It's weird that he was always there. I think one day in my life, I was 6 years old, that I was actually here in Texas, that we went on a race here, and he wasn't there. He was there every single day. He was there every day, but we didn't have any time to actually just sit with him, for instance. And that's the part of me that, for I can say, is why I don't want to be like that. I want to be able to just do nothing together is more than nothing at all. And to me, it's I understand it, we're struggling. We need money. We need to eat. Got to do some things. But there's also a side of it of, are we just trying to keep up with what everyone else is trying to make us keep up with? Or are we doing what we want to do? If I was living a life of where my friends are, how they're doing, and I got to do what they do to be able to like, oh, you got a car, I got to go get one. Oh, you got a wife, I got to go get two. You know what I'm saying? Go get one. You got kids, I got to go get some. You got a dog, I got to go get one. If I was living my life that way, then yeah, I wouldn't have time. Then I'd be focusing on doing all of that. But when I said I just want to do whatever the heck I want to do, I don't care what y'all do. I don't care what they do. I'm doing what I want to do. That gave me more time. People will look at me in my life and, again, come here and say, I don't want to live like that. And that's the choices of what we're willing and able to deal with, what we're willing to just accept in life. I'm not here to compete with anybody. I'm here to just use my time. I think that that's what's challenging a lot of people on this planet today. That's what's challenging people when I get frustrating comments. I don't know what it is, but I don't know why my life is like this. I see it in the dogs. I see it in people even more. I don't know why I can, like, know your attitude when you're writing your message. Like, I gotta know what state of mind you're in when you're speaking to me. And I get so much like hostility from people. You're just like typing away and typing away on just like this. You got this like anger in you. You got this like just this rage in you. And it makes me question like, what's going on with you? That's what you're doing right now. I never once wrote a message to someone on a YouTube show channel to be able to like, you're wrong, you're stupid, you're this, you're that. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. But that lets me know that people are mismanaging their time. Because time is all that we have. And when I speak about something that goes against you being able to just say simply do because you don't have the said time to do it, you're just so hostile towards me, so negative towards me. Because I'm almost going to guarantee, not 100%, but almost going to guarantee this. And that would be fascinating for everyone that's still in this video at this moment to just write a comment and explain to me on how you have time. I'm almost going to guarantee you got time. I'm almost going to guarantee that you're not working a full-time job. And if you're a full-time job, if you do have one, it gives you time to be able to just hang out with your dogs. It gives you time to be able to just make lunch and dinner for your kids and just not be stressed and worried about it. You got time to be able to do some things. Because that's why these videos, that's why I try to make them 40 to 50 minutes in reality. Because when someone sees that, only people with time are going to be able to watch that. Those that are just like on the go, you're not going to watch me. You're not going to watch 15 seconds because you're going to already see the commitment up front and say, I'm not even going to get into that. You don't have the time. And or your time you would rather spend on watching a Marvel movie, Superman or something, or Spider-Man or some hip hop show or some just TV. You'd rather put the time there because you only have said an hour, maybe two tonight. After you put the kids to bed, you took the dog for a potty, you got 2 hours from the chaos that you've been going on all day. The chaos all day of all your work, your employees, your boss man, just everything is just riding you hard. Your numbers aren't good. You got to keep up. You got to work more. You got to need more. And it's just you want to just like relax a moment. I'm not that person to just relax, relax to. Because what I talk about is stating you mess up something that you need to fix. And that's no one that doesn't have time is going to want to listen to that. That's why for me, in reality, if I really wanted to make change, what I'm doing right now isn't working. That's why I'm questioning what it is that I'm doing, because at the end of the day, I'm just talking to myself. Talking to myself. And I'm questioning if that's what I'm supposed to be doing or not. And that's what I'm trying to figure out and why I've been in silence of questioning the concept of what's going on here and why people are going to always be, the most majority, unfortunately, just completely against what it is that I say and think that what I say is stupid and think that what I say is pointless and meaningless because you don't have time. And I do. Because I make sacrifice to be able to have that. It's something that, at the end of the day, when I really try to think about helping somebody out, I want to actually be able to put out information that will help someone. And that's something that I don't think that I've been doing. It's not something I've been doing because all I'm talking to is, again, myself, I can say. Because it's people that are all just me. It's fascinating to, for the first time, I'm looking at my analytics because Google sent me an email saying, hey, Mark, you're going to get your first paycheck from YouTube. I'm like, man, this is my first $1,000. I hit the first 1,000 mark. Hit that $1,000 mark. I don't know why I put my balance up so high. I almost thought that I would never achieve that in reality. And I finally hit that. And then I started looking at all the other numbers, like the subscriber stuff, the how many people are subscribed that watch me, the age groups of the people that watch me, just all that stuff. I just went on a deep dive of looking at it all. And looking at it all, that is the one thing I like. I like numbers. I don't know what it is. I like numbers. And I like statistics. I don't know what it is. It's really fascinating to me. And I realized that I'm talking to myself. Talking to myself by looking at the statistics and the numbers and how everything is set up. I'm not talking to anyone else. That I can say can bring any sort of change. I don't know how to explain that in another way, but it's like I could just keep doing what I'm doing. I could keep making videos and nothing will change from it. I could not make videos and nothing would change from it. If both of the scenarios would give me the same response, one would understand to just say nothing and just keep living your life. I don't know if I'm thinking correctly with that, but it's kind of just the way I'm seeing things now. At least with talking about dogs. I make videos talking about life, about certain things that are going on. Because in reality, the only way I know I'd be able to grow this channel some is to talk about, uh, relevant things that are going on in the world right now. Because like not once, I don't think a single one of my videos I'll talk about like stuff that's going on the planet right now. And I know that that's what people want because you want to find information faster than having to listen to it somewhere else. So I can make a 2-minute video on something that's going on in the world right now so you can get that information and be able to move on with your life. That's what people are looking for. Because those that have more time will be able to research and be able to listen more, be able to study more, to be able to put that time into something faster for you to be able to understand. And I'm unable to do that with dog training because I can research everything out there and say, hey, this is what I've learned. And in reality, I've done that. And I've learned you need to put more you need to put more time in. I can't fast track this for you. I can't give you this like this 2 steps. This is how you get stuff done. That's why I'm not a dog trainer, because I have nothing to sell you. I got nothing to sell anybody anymore. Like I would say 8 out of 10 appointments that I do today everything is free. I don't get no money. And if I do charge to go to an appointment, I think this past couple of months I've made $300. $300 to pass each month the past 6 months. I make $300 a month right now. Where I used to make a substantial amount. I used to be living a whole different kind of life. Money wasn't an issue at all. Whatever you want, I got it. Y'all want to go get out to eat, I got it. Completely different life. But this year has been completely different. It's been more than 6 months. It's been since January, maybe last December. I make about $300 a month. And somehow, I don't know how, I'm happy about that. Because I'm happy to be able to show people something that they've never really understood. But at the same time, I'm sad about that because I can't fast track this for you the way that I used to be able to do. The way that I know how to do. Straight up. It's not like I used to and I lost the information. I know how to get your dog to look right, act right now. Right now. I know how to do it right now. I know how to give you the right information. I know the trainers for you to watch. Everyone keeps watching these like big mainstream guys. Get away from that. There's some guys out there that got like 50 subscribers. There's some people, there's a lady that's got, I think she just moved up to 19. She got 19 subscribers right now. And she will give you more information on how to get your dog to like look good right now than anyone else that I've seen so far. But it goes against what it is that I do because I have time. If I didn't have time, that may be what I would do still, because that's the route to go. You have to, so it's a give and take. Either you got the time to be able to get things right, or you got to fast track it in a way to be able to get what you need to be able to just live and function. You can't have a dog acting a fool, but if you don't have 4 hours a day to be able to just hang out with the dog, then you might need that. You not might need that. You need that straight up. You need that. You need them. You need their advice to be able to get what you need because you don't have no time. That's just the main stuff that I've just really realized just this past couple of days of really thinking. Even just right now, that my dogs are not with me, They're over there hanging out, just looking at me. Yes, I don't even know why they're looking at me. Just laying there, just looking at me. That's time. And most of y'all don't have, because most of the day you're not nowhere near the dog. You're like in a different building 20 minutes, 30 minutes away. You don't have that time. So dog training is to replace that time. And that's why I'm not a dog trainer. That's why if you want real change with your dog, I'm not going to give it to you. I'm not going to be able to help you out with that. And that's why for me, in reality, that's why I don't think that I want to even continue to keep on making videos talking about dogs, because I'm going to probably be misleading people with just popping in on a video and hearing me speak about something and saying like, that's not going to work. And then they go off. And or you pop in on a video and you try some stuff of mine and it leads you to absolute failure, because straight up, that happened to me when I went away from going to said doing dog training stuff to doing what I'm doing now. Things got worse. They didn't get better. They got worse for a while. And then they started getting better after a while, but things went worse. And you got to either be a person willing to deal with that, accept that, work with that, figure that out, or just realize that what I told you to do is worthless to you. And I'm not about putting out information to people in reality that's going to make things more challenging for you. That's a personal journey that you have to be able to figure out. So that's why for me, in reality, the stuff that I want to talk about is the personal journey of what it is that we want to deal with. The personal journey of how to be able to better your life in a way, to be able to give you more of what it is that you want, as opposed to what someone else wants from you. That's what I really want to be able to get people to really start thinking about. What do you want? Who cares what they're trying to tell you to do, what you need, what you should have, and how things should be? I want to know what you want. And you should know what you want. And that's a hard thing to really think about, outside of worrying about how my dog is or how my spouse is, how my kids are, how my work is, how any of that is. It's hard to think about what you want. What do you want? What do you want to do? So there's some things that I just really been thinking about. And I just want to say it out loud to let someone understand a little bit more about what it is that I'm doing. And when someone comes in and says something about who I am, they're honest. They're true. It's true. I'm not a dog trainer. I'm not. I don't use prong collars and knee collars because I don't need to. Whereas like 99% of people do, because you don't have time. Somebody came in, just like me. I don't use fast food. I don't use even restaurants anymore. Where 99% of y'all do. I don't need to, because I make my own stuff. Because I have time to do that. Or I just won't eat for the day if I don't. I'm willing to accept that. Whereas almost 100% of people are not willing to do that. If I don't have time one day to get, like the other day, I didn't have time. I was out trying to get some hay, trying to move some stuff, trying to fix a tractor, trying to load some stuff. I ran out of time. I got home late. I'm not eating. Who cares? Whatever, I'll move on. I'll be fine. Most of y'all, you would have stopped at the fast food spot on the way back home. Me? That's not even an option. That's zero option in my brain. And who lives like that? I do. Because I value different things than what most everybody on this planet I realize values. I value time over feeling good, over getting my way, over anything else. Because I only have so much of it. And I don't want to make it just disappear. It's fascinating. I can state right now, it's like some of y'all been watching me for like the past 6, 7, 8 months. Do you realize like 8 months is gone? We're here right now. We're about to hit November already. It's already the middle of October. I don't know how many of y'all realize like how fast that just went when you really think about it. We're losing time. We can't get it back. I can't buy it back. Thank you. There's so much I've been just questioning and looking at and doing in my life. That's why for me, in reality, I want to make a big shift and go back into what it is that I want to talk about. The whole design of my YouTube channel, even going to my homepage and seeing like everything that's on there. It's about food, people. It's about living life. It's about just being able to enjoy what you have. It's not about control. It's not about dictating. It's not about any of that. It's about the opposite. And that's all that I want to continue to keep on talking about is that. How to enjoy what you do, even if you hate it, but enjoy it. And that comes down to me just really understanding what I believe in, understanding the source of the information that I get to be able to keep on working from, understanding the listening to the intuition in me that states, hey, Mark, let's. I don't talk to myself by saying Mark. I talk to myself saying Anthony. But it's like, hey, Anthony, let's go for a run. I know you're feeling a little tired today. I know your legs are a little sore, but let's go. And I just do it. And I'm like, I needed that. And then other times it's like just sitting down, drinking some water. I don't know why I drink a whole lot of water. And I just look at a dog and it looks at me and I'm like, let's go work that dog right now. Let's go play a game. Let's get that flirt pole out. And I just go do it. You know, I don't have the inspiration, the motivation, and the like, yeah, woohoo, let's go do this all day. Sometimes I just do it. That was last night. I was like, let's just do it. And I played the dog until they almost passed out. We went for probably an hour with that flirt pole. I just kept going. We just kept going. And then now today, they're just asleep under like Oreo just passed out. Dalmatian she still needs a little bit more. I work her a little harder, but he done. And he just looked at me afterward. He couldn't even, he would catch his breath and then just I don't know. I go off of that, of realizing the power of using my time to benefit my life as opposed to buying things with my life. I don't know how to explain that in a different way because I do things that's much different than most. I'm officially, well, since last year I ran my first marathon, but I ran my ultra race as well, that 50K. I'm officially a marathon runner as of today with what it is that I'm doing, how I'm training, what I'm going for. And to most of y'all, you have no idea what that's about. And I just run. I don't put no music on. I just run and I'm just in my thoughts of running. You get tired, your feet start hurting, your knees start hurting, your shins start hurting, your hips, your hands, your arms, your neck. You get to sweating to the point that you're like, I think I'm about to get dehydrated. You just get broke down doing that. But yet you just keep going. That's how I want to spend my time, over going to the store and shopping to try to buy something. That doesn't make sense to me anymore. It used to. I used to buy all kinds of stuff. I used to buy all kinds of stuff. But I've changed to wanting to use my time to just sit on my patio and just look outside. I'd rather turn the movie off, never even turn it on, and just sit in silence to just enjoy the time that I have. That's not easy to sell to anybody. What's easy to sell is, I got this course so that you can be able to make more money. I know how to do that. I have a perfect system in reality of getting these dogs to perform. I have a course I can easily put together. It's stuff that I just have been researching from a lot of places to just say, hey, this is what you need to work on for your 20 minutes a day that you have with your dog. And you're going to see extreme gains from your dog. But the dog's not going to like it. but you gonna like it. That's the problem with me because I care about the animal, and I don't know why I do. Straight up, I don't know why the heck I care about the animal. I don't know why I'm worried about the animal's well-being, as opposed to just looking at the animal as just a stupid little worthless thing that I could just do whatever the heck I want to. I don't know what's happened to me that's the way I view it, but I know how to make human beings happy by selling your time, buying time, I guess I could say. But at the end of the day, it makes me really just think. Because even just sitting here looking at these cows, just calm. I've never seen them so calm before, except for this year. They're just so chill. Why? Because I've put more time into them, hanging out with them. I can't buy that.